Today I'd like to talk about setting yourself up to win, being able to be more successful. So if you find the topic interesting, please feel free to hit the like button and share this video with a friend. So most of the time, people want to win, they want to be successful, but they don't always want to put in the effort. Sometimes that's because subconsciously we have a fear of failure and or a fear of success, depending on the person. And fear is a very real thing. It's something that's hard to overcome. And we experience pain for many different reasons. The reasons can vary from what people tell us as we were growing up. It could be you know behaviors that either got punished or rewarded, just um, all sorts of things. And that can make it hard to want to strive for success if you know our efforts weren't always rewarded, or if somehow you know we were punished and somehow link the punishment to you know trying to be successful or trying to win. um, some people get comfortable with where they're at because they don't want to go to the next level and then you know fail, or even worse, they don't want to succeed and then take on the extra responsibilities for you know being successful, because they you might get comfortable in the amount of effort and responsibilities you have at the moment, and then all of a sudden you get that promotion and you're expected to do two or three times as much. Yes, you'll get a pay raise with that promotion, but then, oh, I all of a sudden have to start performing again. You might have been at the past um, level at your job for 5 years and you found a really efficient way to do what was required and only put in half the work some of your coworkers were doing, and now you have to do twice as much work, so you have to figure it out again. Well, you know that promotion and pay raise should feel good, and you should be grateful for that. And yes, it's extra responsibilities, but nothing really comes to you free. Like, yes, if you play the lotto and you win, you get a lot for a little, but you're still paying for the ticket. So, you have to take into consideration um, anything other than the lotto. You're going to have to, you know, put in at least some level of work for the reward. There is some return on investment, so to speak. Um, so how do you set yourself up to win, to be successful? Well, it starts with creating a environment that's um, beneficial to striving for success. So I kind of talked about earlier how maybe you got discouraged striving for success when you were younger. So, um, being around people who are going to root for you and encourage you is very important. You don't want to be around negative people that are, telling you, oh, you can't do that. Because, if we hear things often enough, we're going to start believing it. So instead of being around people that will tell you you can't do it, be around people who tell you you can do it. People who believe in your dreams. And, if you don't have a dream, well, maybe it's time to sit down and, you know, think about that. But that's a topic for another video. If you already know what you want and want to go after it, now's the time. Get around um, people that are positive and encouraging, and ditch the negative people where you can. The next thing for creating an environment that will be beneficial to going after success would be take a look at all your activities you're doing day to day or week to week. So how often are you watching TV or playing video games or any time consuming things like that may or may not be beneficial? What kind of unhealthy habits do you have? Do you smoke cigarettes? Do you eat a lot of fast food or otherwise unhealthy food? Do you work out a lot, or do you skip the gym, or do you skip walks and stuff like that? It's very important to look at stuff like that. Your health is very important if you want long-term success, because if you're always sick, you're going to be struggling harder to get to the same level. A sick person obviously can succeed, but they might have to put in 2 or 3 times the effort as the healthy person, or the sick person might have to set a lower bar until they can recover their health. And so if you're eating unhealthy food, start with eating healthier. If you're not working out as much, start working out some more. And then those little wins of switching from unhealthy habits to healthy habits, those little wins will help you push towards your goal. So whether your goal is getting in better shape or not, that's gonna be beneficial to any of your goals. So let's say your goal is to get a promotion. Well, if you're calling out sick a lot, you might get passed over for a promotion. But if you're at work all the time and not calling out, you're more likely to get that promotion. Now, obviously, there's more to it than just showing up to work. If you aren't as productive as some of your other peers, maybe look at what they're doing to be productive. Do they have a more efficient way of doing things than you do? And if you're maxing out your production, then how else can you be beneficial to the company? If you're an employee, some people are, you know, they own the business. So um, I'm not gonna really get into too many examples, but if you're trying to get a promotion, look at how you can be more productive and what else you can do to benefit the company when you're maxing out your, production. Can you be a better team player? Can you communicate better? Can you um, lead some of your peers? Leadership can be very important because you know not everyone wants to be a leader, but um, leading people can help you stand out on a team of you know whether it's 5 or 500, and you're stepping up to say, hey, the boss isn't around, but this is what needs to get done. Maybe, 2 or 3 of your peers are just sitting around twiddling their thumbs and, they go take a 20-minute bathroom break and then they come back and they do a little bit of work and then they go grab some coffee and, you know, just because the boss isn't around. Okay, well, maybe you step up and say, you know, hey, what can we do to get some more work done? I know the boss isn't around, but, you know, this needs to get out, today or this week. Just kind of like stress deadlines if, the person's not being as helpful as they could. Um, so, yeah, setting up an environment is one key piece. Um, your inner circle. So I kind of touched on the people you're around when I was talking about the environment. Um, you want friends, coworkers, whatever, that are positive, and you also want to be around people that you're pushing each other to grow and get better. So you know, just being around positive people is better than being around negative people. But if you're not doing anything to grow, you're at that point you're neutral. Whereas being around negative people, you're kind of on a downward slope. So positive and around people that are growing will help you move forward. You know, so in addition to that, it's important to you know be reading or otherwise consuming content that will help you improve. So education in a sense, but not education like at school. Personal development is basically you learning for your own benefit, and you're picking topics that will help you in areas of your life. So personal development, if you're looking to get in better shape, there's books on diets, there's books on working out, there's books on nutrition, all kinds of stuff. If you want to become a better leader, there's plenty of books on leadership, or you can go to another um, YouTube channel and look for videos on leadership. You know, just anything you can imagine. Um, Learning is very important. Um, so yeah, those are a few um, keys. You know, environment, um, inner circle, and continued learning. This is starting to get to be a long video, so I think I'll wrap it up and come back to this at some point in the next few weeks, a month. So if you enjoyed the video, found some value in it, please hit the like button and consider subscribing so you can see the next video on this in the next month or so. Thanks and have a good day.